Hi Aquarius, welcome to your reading. Today we're going to talk about the three eclipses that are happening in the month of June and July and the six planets that will be retrograde in the month of June and July. These are 2 months of some intensity that are packed in a few days, and you and I are going to experience that together because we have some important shifts happening in your house of work and health routines, which are coming up with the 21st of June solar eclipse. 21st of June solar eclipse, which is happening on the day the season changes, will bring about a shift in the very nature of how your daily routines and your daily duties are performed. And this is a result of work that you might have put in over the course of last 18 months. The last 18 months, Aquarius, we've had North Node in your house of work routines and health routines. So, the last 18 months, a lot of shifts you might have brought about by your own intention in your work environment and health routines. This month, with the final eclipse that is going to happen over the course of next decade in your house of career and your house of health routines, we will bring something to completion and a new phase will begin when it comes to your place of working, when it comes to kind of work you do, the kind of projects you do, and it will feel very, very fated. This may not be something new that is happening, it is something that you might have planned before because the activation of this specific eclipse already happened in April. So you might have received some amount of hint on what is new that is about to begin in your career. It could be a new project that is coming through. It could be the place of work that is shifting. It could be the co-workers that is shifting. It is the team that is shifting, or the place and the nature of work that might be shifting. This is also the time when a new way of being when it comes to your health will begin. And I know even now many Aquarius have already initiated that because this is a very strong eclipse which is already being felt by others. So you might already be in the process of modifying your diet to some extent, get into a workout routine. Saturn is in your sign as well for the next 2.5 years. So you might be sort of, rethinking the way you project yourself to others, and health will be an important part of that. We will have the planet that rules our communication and our business negotiations go retrograde between 18th of June to 12th of July. So all the work project, the work negotiations, the health or diet changes that you might be doing right now, they will go through a further review period between 18th of June to 12th of July. It could be a new opportunity that is coming in your work. It could be a project that you're really enthusiastic about that is in line with what you want to do. It could be a project that allows you to work from home or allows you to kind of comfort you want. It is with the kind of co-workers which are friendly in nature. It could be a work environment that is more friendly in nature, and you might already be in the process of working on it. But a thorough review of your project, of the communication, of the contract and documentation involving that project, involving that job, will come into review between 18th of June to 12th of July. That might also be the time when some sort of communication issue at work could come up. And we got to be a little bit careful during that time on our emails, on our business communication, on our discussions with the coworkers. Mercury during this time is in a water sign. So a lot of discussions that we are having with others, they might be driven more from a place of wanting to be secure, wanting to be safe, wanting to take care of ourselves, wanting to take care of our emotional comfort. What I'm trying to say is that a lot of those discussions might go a little bit on a conflict, on the side of conflict, because of attachment of emotions to it. So we will learn the art of having a business communication excluding some of those emotions to some extent, any emotional reactions. And this is true for all of us, not just for you. Any business negotiation or any emotional reactions that could be a little bit extreme, or they might go a little bit overextended to some extent at work, they will undergo a review period during this retrograde. And this is something that normally doesn't happen to Aquarius. Aquarius are normally cool in and calm in the way they communicate, in the way they come across to other people. They normally try to have a cordial work environment. But the anxiety and to some extent the need to sort of prove that their own worth could lead down to some sort of extreme reaction, because we have Mars in your house of self-worth and net worth. So you would be working very much to claim your self-worth and net worth, which means that ego will be a little bit on a higher side right now. So certain negotiations and discussion, we could have ego come in the way of having a fruitful outcome. And you might experience a revision of those discussions between 18th of June to 12th of July. It's the time when your health will also go through a review process. The immunity, the minerals, the energy level, any reason for old issues. Some old issues might come back for you to handle for once at the moment. When Mercury goes retrograde, the objective is to revise and look more closely at how we are handling that part of our life. So, if you have been compromising your health in the past, that might come into focus, and you might need to start a new diet, start a new health routine. It's the time to repair, recover, rejuvenate, and reorganize things. Try to find new ways to manage your time and your work such that it benefits your health. Some sort of old ailment might come up, as I said, but it's the time when we have to listen to our body a little bit more, and that is after 21st of June, after 18th of June, that might happen. Similarly, projects, there might be too many projects that might be taking your energy. You might need to sift and sort and figure out, which one are truly worth your time, which are truly worth the overcrowded schedule that you might have, which ones are truly worth your effort at this time. Similarly, as I said, a miscommunication with a team member, or a project needing rework, or a schedule which is needing reorganization. Maybe you need to little bit slow down at that time and observe, because right now Mercury is moving at full speed. So we might be really busy in our day-to-day routine. You might be really busy in your day-to-day routine, trying to make things happen, trying to fit in a new health regime, trying to fit in a new project work that you might be doing, and there might be too many things crowding your calendar. So the 18th of June to 12th of July time will be to reorganize, to sort of detox your day-to-day, staying flexible in the routine. So it creates some time for sleep, it creates some time for workout, and we have to manage our reactions to coworkers during this time, because some sort of work problem usually will come up at that time to test your patience, to test your ability to stay cool when somebody is challenging you, or somebody is not being so forthright in giving information, or somebody is acting in a emotional fashion at work with you. There will be a new strategy that we will create to deal with people at work at this time. New solutions to problem at work will be sort of created at that time. It's the time to sort of shake things up in our routine and in our work environment to some extent. It's possible that an important decision needs to be taken with respect to a project. An important decision needs to be taken with respect to your career, and this retrograde period normally happens when you are on heels of taking an important decision. So, if you're on the heels of taking an important decision, this period of rethinking will allow you to do that. There could be a new job offer that comes to you as a result of the eclipse that's happening on 21st of June, and you might need to figure out whether it's right for you. Might need to put a team together for a project. There might be a project deadline that we might have overpromised on, which you got to be careful during this time. And after 18th of June, that might come for reconsideration. There might be, some sort of healing that is required. We might need to research diet, research on health. We might be more keen on doing that as well at that time, looking into different minerals and what works for us. If there's something that is bothering you in health, getting down into the deep of it and figuring out any healing solutions that come with it. Healing will be an important part of the second half of June for you in general. We also have an eclipse happening in July in your house of healing and psychological support. So there might be something which is coming to an end as a part of that. Maybe for starting this new job, or starting this new health routine, or starting this new way of being in your career requires you to release something. So July will come with that finishing of a cycle, and that is a last eclipse in a decade that is happening in your house of things that are happening below the surface. Something needs to be released. It could be an inhibition you have, it could be a fear that you have, it could be not knowing your place in the universe, that angst that we have within ourselves, which does not let us perform fully on a day-to-day basis. Something needs releasing. There could also be some amount of work that you might be doing behind the scene right now, which will help you, give you benefit during the time of your full moon that will happen in August. So you might need to release something for that as well. Then Aquarius, closer to the current date. Right now, we just on 5th or 6th of June, we have had the first eclipse of the season in your house of network. This is a very mild full moon eclipse for you. It's the first of the many eclipses that will happen over the course of next 18 months in your house of social presence. Because the next 18 months, North Node will be in your house of creative talents and self expression. The next 18 months are all about positioning your unique talents out to a wider set of people. It will be the time to create a platform for yourself where you can position your own creativity, your own talents to some extent. Your own unique ideas would be given air, and you might be seeing a preview of that in this season. It's the time when Aquarius, you as a sign, you normally are amazing at pulling people together and creating something amazing out of pooling talents of different people together. But in this case, you will be the talent. It will be the time to develop your individuality, the confidence in your own standalone performance, fame from your own personal gifts, from your own um, personal interests, from things that you love to do. You will be the center of attention here. The road to success over the course of next 18 months is to learn to stand alone without a group, or to stand out in a group. And this is something which is in positive energy for you. And it doesn't mean that you don't have those qualities right now, but leveraging those qualities, bringing them out, would be important over the course of next 18 months. This is about having faith in your gifts, having faith in your unique talents, and not hiding them in a group anymore. Be ready to stand out in a group. Be ready to stand out from maybe your opinions, which are different from others. Creativity over here is unique. It may not be in conformity with the society. It could be fresh, it could be unique, and it's useful to share that without withdrawing from the large platform. You might need to not mix yourself with a large group. You want to sort of stand out in a large group. You want to stand out for your unique ideas. So there might be one of those unique ventures or unique ideas or a creative impulse that might be coming to you in June itself. You might have already initiated something, something that takes a risk on yourself, something that takes a risk on who you are as a person. This is your own unique gift, your own unique idea. This is something that you're very passionate about. This is something that you want to display to the world. This is something that we are proud of, and we want to give birth to it. It could be a business idea, it could be a passionate project, it could be a creative hobby, it could be something that you do for fun. It could be a child, it could be a romance that you're really passionate about. And the road to success the next 18 months is to let this child within you, let this passion within you be given the air. Aquarius as a sign, you tend to give more to others than to your own creativity. The road to success over the next 18 months is to take a little bit of risk on your own talents. It's the time when others have to honor your need to be different, honor your need to stand out to some extent, not getting lost in group activities, not getting lost in social buzz, not getting lost in a network and sea of people, but finding your unique voice and owning your creative gifts, getting curious about your own personal creative process. Success will be through game of chance to some extent. Success will be through taking risk on your own unique talents and cultivating them. We will go through a process of getting up, falling down, getting up, falling down through a series of success and failure over the course of next 18 months. We'll find our niche because this is going to be unique. This is going to be just yourself, just you in some ways. And we learn to stand alone without a group in our own uniqueness with full confidence. Wherever North Node is, and North Node is in your house of creative juices, we learn through a process of failure and success. So it's possible that things might happen through a process of trial and error. And we have to be ready to take that risk on ourselves. And you will get ready to take that risk for yourself. This season itself is getting you ready to take a risk on yourself. Mars in your house of finances, in your house of self worth and net worth, is charging you up. It is charging you up to sort of come out of the old security blanket. It is asking you to come out of an old way of being when it comes to the sources from which you derive security. It is charging you up to take a little bit more risk in your life. And it's making a hard aspect with your social network. So it's possible that somebody in your network may not like this version of you. There might be a conflict that might be happening with this new version of you. It could be a business partner, it could be a network person, it could be your mentor, it could be the people who so far have been part of your growth, but the current way of you going after your true worth may not be agreeing with your current platform, which means that some part of your current platform needs to be released. It's possible that some of your friends may not be part of your future growth. They may not be part of the new path that you're about to walk. And this eclipse of 5th or 6th of June is coming with a closure. It could be an old social network. It could be an old way of being in a social network. It's possible that the messaging of your social network needs to change, or the way you present yourself to a large network needs to be changed. This is the time when the social evaluation of your talents is about to be changed. And for that, we will change the face, the way we present ourselves to people at large. And you will do it without a care in the world, without a care in the world about how others look at you. The next 18 months, we learn the art of not caring about what people at large think of you and doing what you came here to deliver to the world. We will be relying on our unique talents and be the open channel that we need to be to deliver those gifts, the gift of words, the gift of talent, the gift of brilliance that you have, which is inherent. Aquarius as a sign, you come with a load of knowledge that you don't even know you have untapped within yourself. And the next 18 months, we will be tapping into that. We will be tapping into this wide, vast amount of information that is sitting in that mind of yours, which normally tends to not show itself out to others. You're not a sign who believes in showing off their knowledge, believes in showing off their talents, but to some extent, the next 18 months will require you to shine your knowledge, will require you to say your name, say your unique presence. So, name a business after you, naming a product after you, saying more I than we to some extent. These kind of small changes, I think you'll have to do in your messaging over the course of next 18 months to be successful, in my view. The material success will come from standing on a I versus a we, in my view. So there is a part of you, there's a part of your network, there's a part of your social influence, your connections that will come to a release at this time. They could be that they have outlived their purpose. And this is especially true if you have planets around 16 degree of Aquarius, which is around 4th of February born if you're Aquarius sun. You might be letting go something. It is also possible that the social evaluation of your talents in the past have not been up to the mark. People are not valuing your assets enough. So you might find a new place to take your talents to. You might find a new outlet for your talents. You might find a new way of asking for returns of your talents. You might be more impactful in asking for returns for your talents. So it's possible that in the past, the creativity, the work that you did, whether it is a creative work in your job or creative work in your business, you were not getting paid enough for that. There could be a conflict over it. You'll be very driven right now to ask for your true worth. And to some extent, there has been confusion over what you're worth, what you deserve, what you're worthy of. Because Neptune is in your house of self worth and network. When Neptune is in a house of self worth and net worth, which it is for a very long period of time, since 2011 to all the way till 2025, so that's a very long transit, we release our attachment to an old security zone, something that we used to feel makes us secure, whether it is income, possessions, assets. To some extent, we don't think of money that much when that happens. Money is not the end outcome that gives us satisfaction when that happens. What happens because of that is that we sometimes do not realize our true worth and not ask for it. And this especially can happen at work. This can especially happen from income, especially if you're earning income from professional, from normal professions, from a job, for example. You might not be asking for your true worth, and this season will wake you up to that. This season will wake you up to your true worth to some extent. And with that will come a different cycle. Neptune this month will burst a few bubbles when it comes to your self worth and net worth, and you'll experience that causing a little bit of ruckus between 10th to 11th of June. 10th to 11th of June, you might find some place where you're not being given what you truly deserve in return. It could be job, it could be career, it could be your own profession, and you're not being valued enough. From that dissonance will come two things. One is releasing a network that does not serve you well. It could be a friend with whom you have conflict. It could be a sibling with whom you have an ideological conflict, that their value system and your value system are separate. There could be a friction that will cause you to release an old network. Even a relationship with a sibling might come to a little bit of strain during this time, which you got to be careful of, that we're not cutting ties which for long term, but rather finding a balance to voice our true worth to our network. And it's true, some part of your network might not be part of your future growth. Your tribe might shift going forward, and over the course of next couple of months you will realize that, because this eclipse which is happening in your house of network, in your house of sibling, in your house of friends, will only fully pan out by March of 2021. So it's a long drawn process of releasing, shifting, detaching yourself to some extent in terms of dependence on a network, on a platform, on a um, on a set of people who have left your life in reality, and now we are just hanging on to them because of karmic ties, because of maybe blood ties with them, or because they've been part of your growth so far, so you've been honoring them. Or to some extent, you might need to selflessly give yourself to a network. You might need to create a platform in which you're giving your selfless love to others. It could be a spiritual platform, it could be a creative platform that you're creating. But you have to know that the next 18 months, you might be giving them selflessly. Your gains, your individual gains, will come from your unique talents, from your own standalone talents, where you are the only person and you earn through your own gamble, through betting your own assets, through taking a risk on your own assets, through a business proposition, through taking a risky job, even to some extent, through using your mind, information, talking, sales skill in that job. And also, to some extent, it can come from investments as well. The gains can come from a little bit of trading kind of a profession, or the profession that requires you to do investments. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Good luck for that. We'll do another video because there are three eclipses. In this video, I just wanted to focus on the 5th or 6th of June eclipse, which will have an impact on you all the way till March. And it really impacts your groups, your networks, your mentors, your coaching, your teachers, your vision in life. Your vision in life will change, in my view, with this. Where do you want to go? Your idealistic projects will change. And in line with that, you might decide to change your job, you might decide to change your routines, you might decide to sort of shift the way you function on a day-to-day basis. There could be a new social group that you might join. It could be an animal rights group, it could be a social cause, it could be a charity cause, it could be a philanthropy job. But those are, if you're part of any group, any cause, any network, remember that you will be giving them selflessly. You will not be gaining materially out of that. You'll be giving them from a place of higher love, from moksha, from creative senses, from higher octave of love. But the material gains will not come from a group of people, will not come from a network. Material gains will come from your individual display of your own name, on top of a building, on top of a business which has to be named after your name, or it will come from investments in your name again. It has to be, it has to have your stamp in some way, it has to have your creative stamp in some way. You have to be the face of it in some ways. So that's what I have for you, Aquarius. Good luck for that, and I'll see you in the next video now.